guys, we use this D2L course as a repository, as a way of sharing information with you, or if we need to contact all of you, we might use this as the way we email everybody. So check this about once a week, unless one of your courses tells you otherwise. We predominantly use Evolve products for our courses, but we use this D2L course as more of a sharing of information. So we'll post announcements in this section, which is the announcement section. Or if there's things that we want you to keep during the entire program, we'll put them under content. So we're going to go to that next. And I've been getting quite a few questions over the last 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm going to try to answer some of those. When you look in program information, you can click on each one of these. So we're going to look at week 1 first. The only reason it says week 1 is because I've mentioned that we're specifically having orientation on this map, whereas on your regular schedule, we won't have orientation. You'll be doing the actual coursework. So for you guys, with the exception of this top row where it says clinical orientation, you guys your classes are in yellow. So your accelerated classes, you have a cohort of 30 of you guys are in yellow. So the first thing you do is we meet on Monday, what is that, the 21st, at 4 o'clock in the ASA building, room 212. So that's on the second floor, 212, and I'll be your faculty member for that. It seems like we're doing this a little backwards, because instead of doing program orientation, I'm going to do course orientation, but that's because the next day, on Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock, we'll do the whole program orientation. So we'll be able to answer all those questions about immunizations, physicals, scrubs, all of those things. Just a few things. You don't have to have all of your immunizations day 1. We give you throughout the semester to get those done. You'll learn about that in Nursing 200. And then you'll be required to wear your scrubs when you attend lab. So you don't wear them every day to class unless you have lab. And then quite frequently, students would change in or out of them if they didn't want to wear them all day. They do need to be the Cherokee pewter color, but the style is up to you, as long as they're not too tight and constricting with that. So that will be on your Tuesday morning. We'll have that orientation for Nursing 300, which will be with your instructor, Nancy McNitt, and myself. Immediately after that, you'll move into Nursing 310 with your course orientation for that, and that will be with Dr. Penrod. Let's see, so you're going to start your morning in 212, then you're going to move to 14B, which is on the first floor. I'll walk you down there, don't worry about it. We'll show you where to go with that. And then you follow up, you have an hour for lunch, it looks like, and then you have Nursing 320 with Dr. Penrod that afternoon at noon till 2, it looks like. Some of you might also have some healthcare management classes interspersed throughout here, but I've taken them off of our schedule. On Wednesday, you'll have an hour orientation for Nursing 200, and that will be with your instructor, soon to be Dr. Heather Brown, but Heather Brown will be your instructor for that. And then you'll be meeting with your lab group. So notice the time of your lab group. If you have questions, you're going to ask you're going to come to us next week and ask me what your question is about that lab, because we might have to move you. If you've got a conflict, we can move you around a little bit with that. We just have to stay within some parameters. I don't want to start moving people now till we get to next week to see if there's something we need to move for several of you. And then we'll finish out Wednesday with our nursing pharmacology course. We'll be back upstairs in room 212. On Thursday, you'll have that Nursing 300 with Miss McNitt. You started it on Tuesday, but that's when we had our orientation, so you'll have that course orientation then. You'll move right into the Nursing 310, and then pending on your lab group, you'll either have lab for Nursing 320 either on Thursday or Friday. You'll have lab for Nursing 300 either on Wednesday or Friday. So you'll be in one of those lab sections. We have to keep our lab sections fairly equivalent for the State of Illinois Board of Nursing. So don't get too stressed out about next week. We're not expecting you to come to campus having read every one of your textbooks and knowing the answer to everything. That's what we hope to do next week. Next week will be a little bit more about us holding your hand and guiding you through the process of what you need to do to be successful in this first semester of the program. if you are one of my LPNs and you are bypassing some of these courses, I believe you guys are bypassing 200, 300, and 310, you are more than welcome. In fact, I really encourage it, especially for that first week, for you to sit in on that class to see what you already know about, especially this 300, because we'll talk quite a bit about the program, and 200 on this first day because we talk a lot about the immunizations and that type of thing. So you're always welcome to step to be in class if you're one of my LPNs that's transitioning over. You don't need a special invitation. You're always welcome to come to any of those classes. So if there's questions about this that are specific, don't hesitate to holler at me. Otherwise, let's kind of wait and see what happens next week. If we've got questions that we can answer, as a large group, I'll be glad to do that with you. Then the uniform supply list is right here. I typically use the SIU student ID or student patch is at Mark's Scrubs in Marion, Illinois. You're free to go to him between now and next week, although they will be on campus one day. Then we'll have them probably by our lab when they come to campus. So if you can't make it there because of transportation, don't worry about it. We'll have him here on campus. And then the rest of the things you can see there. If you have a question about footwear, you can shoot me a picture of what you're thinking about. Basically, as long as it's a single color, we're fine with that. And we prefer it in black, gray, or white, just so for consistency's sake. So if you have questions about that, holler. There's a physical form. Again, you don't have to come to class the first day having had that physical. That is something that we will get, have you a time frame that you'll need to complete that within the first semester of the program, and you'll also be able to get that at the Student Health Center if you'd like. And then we will go over the handbook in great detail. Sometimes I feel like I'm reading that to you, but I don't want you to ever come back and say, I didn't know that. It's right here in the handbook, so we'll go over that. We'll also discuss Viewpoint. This is what we'll do in Nursing 200. We link all of those trainings like CPR training, OSHA, HIPAA, those things, immunizations within that Nursing 200 course so that we have a structure for that. And then there's also some information about Elsevier. We are an Elsevier curriculum, meaning we use all of their products to help foster your success, not only through the program, but on NCLEX, which is that test you have to take to be able to function as a registered nurse once you get out of the program. So there's some directions on how you can go ahead and set up your Evolve account, and you can go ahead and get the classes if you want. Just don't stress and don't worry about doing anything, because we'll walk you through what to do for that for next week. I think the instructions are right here too. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to holler, but take a deep breath, relax just a little bit, and I promise once we've got the orientation next week, it'll help make a little bit more sense, and then you'll kind of get to know each other, and we'll develop a really good, strong cohort for you. So I look forward to meeting you all in less than a week and seeing you next week on campus.